Hi, I'm Raina.
It's Jason.
We're Baguette Bound, and today we are talking about costs of getting yourself here to France.
And specifically some of the unusual items that maybe only apply when you're moving internationally.
So first we're going to start with visas, because this is definitely unique to an international move.
For sure.
If you don't know what a visa is, it is the document that allows you to stay legally in the country for longer than maybe comes with your passport. In France specifically, you're going to pay 3 different times for this visa.
Right. You got no choice. You're going to pay 3 times. First, you need to apply for this visa, and there'll be a charge for that. Once you've applied, you've got to go get the documents and they've got to send it back to you. So if you don't live in the same city where the application is, you're going to have to pay a courier and a service charge in order to make sure you get your passport and visa back, which you're going to need. So then you fly over here, you land, you walk around, but you've got to validate your visa in order for it to actually be official. So another charge to validate once you're here in France.
All right.
So 3 charges. There you go. You've got your visa.
Voila. Next up is international medical insurance. This will likely be required for your visa. And you're going to need it until you're on the French system.
Yeah. Shop around. Get yourself some insurance. Lots of good options out there.
Yeah. Look outside the regular U.S. carriers. We'll link to a couple global insurance companies, one of which we use to get our visa insurance. Next up is administrative costs. You are going to need all the documents. Bring all the documents.
Yes.
So order extra copies of your birth certificate, your marriage certificate, death certificates.
A divorce.
Divorce certificates.
Your driving record.
Yes, all the certificates. And then you're going to need something called an apostille attached to them.
What is an apostille?
Oh my God. It's this thing that tells you other people that this document is authentic. I will link to an article talking about this below because I had never heard of one of these. And lastly, what do you need?
Well, you're coming to France. It's all got to be in French.
Of course it does.
And it's got to be translated by an official French Court Approved Translator.
Of course it does. Not your aunt who took French back in college.
Yeah.
They won't take that.
You can do all that digitally, so it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But it is going to cost you something for each page.
Exactly.
We'll link to some details.
All right. After that, if you want to bring your pet with you, what did we need to get? We brought our cat.
Of course we did.
He goes everywhere with us. He was born in a Houston junkyard. He's French now.
He is French. So in order to get our cat here, first, he needed a spot on the plane. We were able to fit him in under the seat. Mm-hmm. We bought him a luggage pass.
We had to put him on a diet. He had to lose weight first, but he did it.
He did it. He was committed. Once you've got a spot on the plane, in order to get through, so as we show our visas to get into the country, we've got to show our cat's EU health certificate. This is something that both the U.S. government and your personal vet have to sign off on. Right. There's a lot of details. There's specific timelines, very tight time window. They've got to have certain vaccines and shots, and your cat has to have certain treatments.
Microchip.
A microchip. He's got to have a microchip. But talk to your vet. Your vet knows about this. There's lots of information online. I wish I'd started at my vet, so definitely start there.
Next up is you're going to need ways to maintain contact with the U.S. while you're gone.
I'm getting mail. I still need to get mail.
Yes.
So what we did, we opted to get a virtual P.O. box. So all of our mail in the U.S. goes to a P.O. box. It gets scanned. We can log in and see everything that's coming through. We can choose, no, throw that away. It's junk. Yep. We can choose to download the document. We can choose to have it shipped over here. So they'll mail it internationally to us. All the mailing it internationally obviously comes with a fee as well.
I would have a backup plan with a friend or family that you can trust, though, to be able to use their address, because we have run into a couple issues. There are a few financial institutions which will not take a P.O. box. And so you're going to need an actual physical geographical address to give them. So you just want to have a backup plan for that.
For sure.
Phones.
Phones.
Yes. Oh my God. Who doesn't get text messages now to be able to log into everything? So you need your U.S. number. What do you do?
So you can port your U.S. number to Google Voice. It's an easy process. It costs $0.
Woohoo!
Yay! There's a few things that cost $0. So those are always exciting. One recommendation, though, you've got to do this while you're in the U.S. In order to validate the transfer of your number from your old provider to Google Voice, you still have to be located in the U.S. It'll pick up your location on your phone as you try to do this. So do it in the U.S. It's also a Wi-Fi connection, so keep that in mind. So what does that mean? So it works great as long as you have a connection. If you cancel your phone, you're canceling your
Cell coverage.
Your cell coverage, right. So while your phone number works, it only works with a connection, which you don't have anymore because you don't have a cell connection. But you can solve that. You can look up if your phone allows for eSIMs.
Yeah.
It doesn't need a little chip plugged into it. You can type in a number. European providers will offer eSIMs if your phone works with that. So you can get that online, type it into your phone. Your phone works as soon as you hit the ground in Europe. Or there's stores in the airport where you can buy a little SIM card, pick up your cell coverage for a month, and then once you're on the ground, you can figure out what you're going to do long term.
Yeah. So speaking of airports, flights. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but just don't forget to budget for it because it's a big line item.
It is.
The next thing, and our last one actually, is shipping your stuff. So what you need to know about this is if you're going to ship your stuff overseas, it's going to cost buku dollars.
Yeah. We did not ship our stuff.
We did not.
No.
And if you do not ship in the first year, your things are no longer considered personal belongings that you are moving with you. And they're now considered like imports, and you are going to have to pay customs on, yes, even your old gym socks that are packed away in one of those boxes you forgot about.
Yeah.
So the key here is if you think you are going to want to move your stuff to France, if this is not a temporary or long stay travel where you know you're going back to the U.S., ship your stuff in the first year if you're going to do it.
Yep. Ship it here, store it if you don't know where you're going to be. You can avoid that big customs charge at the end.
So we spent in total around $4,000 getting ourselves, our daughter, our cat, and 6 suitcases.
6 full suitcases. Yep.
Into this country. If you have done an international move before and there were things that surprised you,
leave them in the comments below. Let us know. We'd love to see them, and so would everyone else.
So, all right. Thanks so much for watching.
A biento.
See you soon. Many hours spent down the rabbit hole when we could have just talked to our vet. Go straight there.